It's time to strap in, tune your radios to Channel X, and take a drive down memory lane as we look back fondly at the worst things the Grand Theft Auto series has made players do. Just remind yourself, it's only a game. Here's an example of a mission that begins as classic Grand Theft Auto satire before taking a sharp, messed-up turn. Friend request tasks the player with infiltrating the offices of social media platform Life Invader, the GTA universe's answer to Facebook. This mission is full of jokes about the superficiality of social media and the tech industry in general, with no explicit hints that it's gonna get as dark as it eventually does.
Hey, have you seen the prototype in the demo room? When Norris announces it at the keynote, minds are gonna blow.
You guide disguised protagonist Michael DeSanta into a room with Life Invader's new phone prototype, which is set to be revealed in a press conference later in the day. After rigging the prototype with a small explosive device, you head back home and watch the press conference on television. At this point, your only further instruction is to call a certain number when Life Invader CEO Jay Norris begins his presentation. When you make the call, the phone explodes next to Norris's head, killing him on live television. As if the murder weren't intense enough, the fact that it's broadcast to the entire country definitely adds extra oomph to this one. In Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, CJ is told by his sister that the workers at a local construction site have been catcalling and harassing her. Naturally, the player has to go talk to these guys and sensibly explain to them the importance of chivalry and respect. Just kidding, you head right over there to wage bloody war on them in a mission called Deconstruction. This confrontation continues to ramp up as the player rampages through the construction site. Though it's entirely up to you if you want CJ to kill the other workers in the area, you do have to destroy all of the site's portable offices. After that, the only way to complete this mission is to find the foreman of the site and take him down. The way the foreman is disposed of may be the least dignified death in the history of the Grand Theft Auto franchise, which is saying something. While the foreman attempts to hide inside of a portable toilet, you hop behind the wheel of a bulldozer and push the porto potty into an open pit. Then you back a cement mixer up to the pit and bury the foreman alive, still trapped in the portable toilet. It's gross and mean-spirited, and oddly comical in the worst kind of way. In other words, it's classic Grand Theft Auto. Though the first game in this series had its messed up aspects, nothing really comes close to Hot Dog Homicide, a mission in Grand Theft Auto 2. Even though this mission is ostensibly played for laughs, it's also the first truly grotesque mission of the series. In Hot Dog Homicide, the Russian mafia tasks the player with stealing a bus, picking up a bunch of unsuspecting passengers and delivering them to a meat processor. The innocent passengers are then turned into hot dogs and delivered to a local diner for public consumption. The basic concept of the mission is already horrific, but the fact that every single person killed here is an innocent NPC just looking for a ride pushes this one right over the edge. Not only is this easily the most twisted mission in GTA 2, it actually started a trend of GTA missions involving feeding people to other people. No, seriously, what is the deal with the Grand Theft Auto series and comedic cannibalism? In the Liberty City Stories mission, appropriately titled Dead Meat, you are tasked with taking out Giovanni Casa, a deli owner who has refused to pay protection money to the crime family you work for. You kidnap Giovanni and, in a particularly gross turn of events, toss him into the grinder machine at the Liberty City sawmills. After you evade the police, you deliver Giovanni's remains outside of his own deli. One of Giovanni's employees comes outside and, thinking the discarded meat is meant for their delicatessen, he brings it inside to prepare the meat for sale. Even worse, the clerk can be heard saying, tasty, implying that he sampled the meat himself before taking it into the kitchen. Yikes.
It's a good thing Casa ain't here. If he finds out about this, he'll go crazy.
This Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories mission easily boasts the highest body count of any other entry on this list. Bringing the house down involves taking revenge on your boss's enemies in the most over-the-top manner possible, by planting high explosives underneath Liberty City's Little Italy district, renamed to Fort Staunton after the devastation of this game's events. The mission ends with this entire section of town exploding as you drive away, followed by a slapstick-style shot of people being crushed by vehicles that were sent flying over there by the force of the blast. Oh, and your reward for killing an untold number of innocent people? A measly $5,000. Putting aside the severity of the crime you've just committed, that hardly seems like fair compensation for wiping a whole community off the map. Upon its release in 2013, Grand Theft Auto 5 stirred up quite a bit of controversy with a sequence in the mission By the Book, in which players take control of the character Trevor and are tasked with torturing information from an innocent man. This is accomplished by implementing several different methods. including electrocution and waterboarding. Though it has been argued that the scene is meant to be satire, the whole affair didn't sit well with many players. Yes, the GTA series has always been violent. Just look at the video you're currently watching. But this was an entirely different kind of violence, as Eurogamer puts it. Even to people who know this series intimately, the torture scene is likely to hit hard. GTA is a game full of violence, of course, but is mostly slapstick, impersonal cartoon violence. It's very unusual to be hurting a single person in isolation over a prolonged period, which is why the torture scene is a different and unpleasant experience. There is some comfort to be found in the fact that Trevor eventually lets the tortured man go free, dropping him off at an airport. But even then, Trevor tells the man that there was no real point to all that torture, but that, after all, quote, torture is for the torturer.
You torture for the good times! We should all admit that! It's useless as a means of getting information!
After controlling Trevor's actions throughout the disturbing sequence that preceded this quote, it can all be a little difficult to stomach.